The Eagles are always a team that gets everyone talking, and this season is no different. Right now, the focus is on some key players and situations that could define how far this team goes. Starting with the injury report, which continues to be a point of concern, Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter did not practice, so it's safe to say we probably won't see them on the field. The bigger news might actually be Fred Johnson, who is limited in practice. As the backup right tackle, his availability is crucial because the Eagles recently had to elevate Cam Williams, a rookie, to the active roster. That move immediately raises questions about depth on the right side, especially when facing a team like the Raiders, who have Max Crosby wreaking havoc. The right tackle situation could become a serious problem if Johnson isn't able to go, and it's something the coaching staff is clearly monitoring closely. Switching gears, let's talk about Jordan Davis, who has been emerging as one of the most exciting defensive players for the Eagles. There's something about Davis that stands out, not just his ability to make plays, but the way he leads and carries himself on and off the field. Fangio, the defensive mind behind the Eagles' schemes, has been vocal about Davis's personality and work ethic. He's described as someone who enjoys the grind, takes responsibility, and has started to step into a leadership role that the team really needs. Watching him in practice and in games, it's clear that he's more than just a player. He's becoming a cornerstone of this defense. People have been comparing him to Brandon Graham, and there's good reason. Davis has the potential to be the kind of player who stays in Philadelphia for the long haul, someone who embodies the culture and energy of the team. His production is matching the hype, which isn't always easy in the NFL. He's versatile enough to stop the run, rush the passer, and consistently make high-impact plays. What makes Davis particularly impressive is how he has responded to criticism. He didn't get defensive on social media or make excuses when questions arose about his weight or conditioning. Instead, he put in the work, adjusted, and improved his game. Against the Chargers, even without Jalen Carter alongside him, Davis showed that he could handle the spotlight. It's not just about talent. It's about preparation, focus, and leadership. His presence on the field can change the dynamic for the entire defensive unit, and there's a strong argument that he's ready to wear a captain's patch in the near future. That's a significant vote of confidence from Fangio, who doesn't hand out those honors lightly. Watching Davis develop, it's clear the Eagles are grooming the next generation of defensive leaders, and he fits that role perfectly. Meanwhile, the Eagles management, including Jeffrey Lurie, has started to speak up about the team's trajectory. Lurie, who is usually reserved when it comes to public statements, addressed concerns after a 3-game losing streak. He emphasized that this team is not comparable to the 2023 version, noting that the defense is strong, the special teams are performing, and while there have been offensive hiccups, the potential for improvement is there. Turnovers have been an issue, particularly on offense, but Lurie seems confident that the team can correct course. He highlighted that this Eagles roster has the talent to compete with anyone, and the recent struggles shouldn't overshadow the team's overall capability. The key is consistency, smart decision-making on plays, and reducing mistakes that put unnecessary pressure on the defense. The offense, while still finding its rhythm, has shown flashes of excellence. The play designs, particularly crossers over the middle and creative run plays, have been effective when executed properly. Players like A.J. Brown have had opportunities to shine, even if a few chances slipped through. Watching the all-22 footage, it becomes clear that the offense is not broken. It's about refining the approach and staying disciplined in critical moments. The Eagles have demonstrated they can compete with top-tier teams, but they need to minimize turnovers and capitalize on scoring opportunities. Momentum can swing quickly in football, and when the offense sustains drives, it relieves stress on a defense that has been carrying a heavy load. Looking at the defensive side, the Eagles have a well-rounded group capable of controlling the line of scrimmage and creating pressure without sacrificing coverage responsibilities. Veterans like Brandon Graham have been invaluable in guiding younger players and filling gaps when injuries hit. Even though Graham isn't the player he once was, his presence has allowed the team to manage defensive rotations and develop emerging talent effectively. Pairing players like Davis and Carter on the defensive line creates a dynamic duo capable of handling both the run and pass, giving the Eagles flexibility in their schemes. Watching how these players communicate and adjust on the field, it's evident that leadership and accountability are taking root. The combination of experienced veterans and hungry young talent has created an environment where every player understands their role, and there's a growing sense of responsibility. Davis exemplifies this mindset, but it extends beyond him. Younger players are stepping up, practices are becoming more competitive, and every game offers an opportunity to grow as a unit. The Eagles coaching staff is taking advantage of this, designing packages that maximize strengths and hide weaknesses while preparing for a playoff push. Even in games where mistakes happen, there's a pattern of learning and adapting that bodes well for the remainder of the season. Jeffrey Lurie's recent comments underline the importance of perspective. While fans and media may focus on short-term setbacks, the team's overall trajectory is what matters most. With the right adjustments on offense and continued excellence on defense, the Eagles can be a dominant force in the postseason. The right tackle situation is a challenge, but with strategic depth management and the emergence of young leaders like Davis, the team has the tools to overcome temporary hurdles. As the season moves forward, it will be fascinating to see how these storylines develop, how players respond under pressure, and how the Eagles balance the immediate demands of winning games with a long-term vision of sustained success. As the Eagles continue their campaign, the spotlight increasingly falls on the young talent stepping into pivotal roles, particularly on defense. Jordan Davis has quickly become the face of this new wave. His growth isn't just measurable in stats or highlight reels. It's in how he communicates on the field, rallies teammates, and sets a standard that others naturally follow. Watching him during team drills and game situations, you can see how his presence changes the energy. It's not about ego, it's about setting an example. The defensive line around him rises to the occasion, knowing that Davis brings a relentless motor and an unwavering focus. Even against strong offensive lines, he's able to maintain gap integrity, disrupt the backfield, and apply pressure that affects the quarterback's timing. It's that kind of impact that makes him feel like the next Brandon Graham, and his trajectory suggests he could define this era of Eagles football. Meanwhile, the offensive side of the ball is gradually finding its rhythm. While turnovers have been a sticking point, there are clear signs that adjustments are taking hold. The offensive line, despite injuries, is beginning to gel, and the chemistry between quarterback and receivers is improving. A.J. Brown continues to emerge as a reliable target, demonstrating precise route running and a knack for making contested catches look effortless. The addition of versatile running plays and creative formations has given the offense multiple dimensions, forcing defenses to account for both the ground and the air attack. Watching film, it's evident that the coaching staff is making smart, calculated adjustments to counteract tendencies opponents have identified. The Eagles are not reinventing the wheel, but they're fine-tuning their approach to maximize strengths and minimize risk. Special teams, often an overlooked component, have been another area of strength. Punts, kickoffs, and returns have consistently set up favorable field position, and the coverage units are disciplined and aggressive. Even minor contributions in this phase of the game have a cascading effect on overall performance, particularly in close contests. The Eagles' ability to control hidden yardage and field position complements both the offensive and defensive strategies, creating a more balanced team overall. With a few adjustments, particularly in limiting mistakes, this unit could swing momentum at critical moments, something that's crucial during the playoff push. Another important story is the evolving role of leadership within the team. As veterans like Brandon Graham approach the latter stages of their careers, the mantle of leadership is being passed to younger players. Davis, Carter, and a few other emerging stars are taking the lessons learned from seasoned professionals and applying them not only in games, but also during practice, film study, and locker room interactions. This development is vital for maintaining team culture and ensuring continuity as the roster evolves. The Eagles are becoming a team where accountability is standard, preparation is emphasized, and the younger players are ready to step into high-pressure situations without hesitation. The coaching staff, led by a mixture of experienced coordinators and innovative assistants, is adapting to the realities of the roster. Injuries have forced creativity, particularly along the offensive line, but these challenges have also accelerated growth in younger players. Cam Williams stepping into a more prominent role illustrates this perfectly. While there are risks with relying on less experienced talent, there's also a payoff in terms of development and depth. The Eagles are taking measured approaches to ensure that even temporary setbacks don't derail long-term plans. Every practice, every drill, every series is a chance to reinforce fundamentals while allowing emerging leaders to take ownership. Off the field, the ownership and front office have remained engaged yet measured in their communications. Jeffrey Lurie's recent comments reflected a balance of realism and optimism. He acknowledged the team's current struggles without overreacting, emphasizing that the core pieces, particularly on defense, remain strong. His perspective underscores the idea that football is a process and short-term slumps don't define the season. With the right adjustments and consistent effort, the Eagles have the capability to regain momentum quickly. Lurie's confidence is echoed by coaching staff and players alike, creating an environment where accountability meets support and mistakes become learning opportunities rather than sources of frustration. Looking ahead, the schedule presents both challenges and opportunities. Facing high-powered offenses and aggressive defenses will test the team's resilience, depth, and adaptability. The right tackle situation remains a concern, but if Davis and the defensive line can maintain pressure, it will alleviate some of the strain on the offense. Meanwhile, the offense must capitalize on scoring opportunities and reduce unforced errors, particularly turnovers on critical downs. Executing consistently under pressure will determine whether the Eagles can convert their potential into tangible results as the season progresses. The development of young leaders, coupled with strategic coaching and veteran guidance, positions the Eagles to make a meaningful postseason run. The next few games will be crucial, not just for standings, but for reinforcing the culture that has been painstakingly built. Players like Jordan Davis exemplify this ethos, showing how preparation, discipline, and determination can influence games in multiple ways. The balance between emerging talent and seasoned contributors provides stability while fostering growth. Watching this team adapt to challenges, respond to adversity, and embrace leadership opportunities is as compelling as any highlight reel, and it offers a clear glimpse into what the Eagles could become in the near future. Even as the season unfolds, it's clear that the foundation is strong. The combination of emerging stars, veteran presence, and smart coaching provides a blueprint for sustained success. Injuries, while inconvenient, have created openings for new leaders to step up and prove themselves. The Eagles are navigating these obstacles with a mix of patience and urgency, ensuring that every practice, game, and adjustment contributes to long-term goals. With consistent execution, disciplined play, and continued leadership from players like Davis, this team has the tools to compete at the highest level and potentially make a deep playoff run. In the midst of all this, fans are watching closely, analyzing every play, every decision, and every performance. The narrative around the Eagles is not just about wins and losses. It's about how the team responds, grows, and evolves over the course of a challenging season. The chemistry between young and veteran players, the strategic adjustments by the coaching staff, and the guidance of the front office all contribute to shaping a team that is resilient, competitive, and ready to embrace its identity. The Eagles' journey this season is a story of adaptation, perseverance, and emerging leadership, and every week provides new chapters for fans and analysts to dissect and discuss. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have started swirling around the NFL landscape after veteran broadcaster Joe Buck reportedly took aim at the Philadelphia Eagles in comments that have left fans and insiders buzzing. Sources close to the matter say Buck's remarks, which surfaced during a segment on national television, were far from complimentary, touching on everything from the team's strategy to what he described as an overhyped roster. While Buck has long been known for his candid takes and sharp analysis, This latest volley has sparked an unexpected flurry of speculation. Is this simply the commentary of a seasoned announcer, or is there more brewing beneath the surface? Inside league circles, chatter is intensifying. Some insiders suggest Buck's critique could reverberate through the locker room, potentially putting pressure on the coaching staff to address perceived shortcomings. When someone of Joe's stature speaks, it carries weight. One unnamed source said, emphasizing that while players rarely admit to being influenced by outside opinions, the media's voice can subtly shift narratives around a team. Analysts are already dissecting every angle, debating whether Buck's words reflect a genuine concern about the Eagles' approach or merely a provocative take meant to spark conversation. Meanwhile, fan forums and social media have exploded with reactions. Hashtags speculating about Buck's intentions are trending, with some supporters defending the team vigorously, while others seem oddly swayed by his reputation for insightful, if sometimes blunt, commentary. The atmosphere is reminiscent of past seasons when media criticism seemed to coincide with sudden strategic shifts or internal tensions. Could Buck's comments be the catalyst for an unexpected shakeup? Some insiders suggest the Eagles' front office might quietly reassess certain areas of performance, even if publicly they dismiss the chatter as inconsequential. Adding fuel to the fire, Sports Talk Radio has been replaying clips of Buck's statements, dissecting each phrase as though it were a coded message about the team's future. Rumors have begun circulating that players themselves are buzzing with awareness of the critique, and while no one has publicly responded, sources hint at a mixture of frustration and motivation within the locker room. Whether this scrutiny will galvanize the Eagles or simply fade into the usual media noise remains uncertain. For now, though, one thing is clear. Joe Buck's critique has ignited a storm of conversation that shows no signs of settling anytime soon, leaving fans and insiders alike watching closely for the next twist in this unfolding saga. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.